here we go. And I think that we are now live. I'm hoping that that is correct. And hopefully you will say hello in the chat box so that I can see I'm muted. You can see me, you can't hear me. Is that right? Can you hear me? My loves, can you hear me? I'm just waiting for some feedback in the chat to see whether in fact you can hear as well as see. Hello, hello. Yes, yes, woohoo! Yes, live and not muted, thank you. So warm, warm welcome. I've not posted for a little while and I've had so many requests and messages of care, am I all right? And yeah, wow, this is so exciting to be with you. And I just think I'll just play you something because we've got this full moon in Gemini, which is all about the hands and using the hands. So let's just... Welcome. It's so good to be with you. Where are you joining from? Let's really connect, because we are really connecting from all corners of the earth. And because the earth is round, I don't like to think of corners. I like to think of places rather than corners. So we've got Florida, we've got South Africa, Brazil, New Jersey, Canada, New York, Kuwait, Cornwall, Brighton, sunny day in the Bay of California, Mississippi, Ocala, Netherlands, New Zealand, Germany, Bosnia, wow, wow, Miami, Algarve, Portugal, wow, Cambridgeshire, Phoenix, Arizona, New York City, wow, wow. Aren't we lucky to be able to connect like this? And it's so powerful. Let's not underestimate the power of the frequencies that we're working with. Wow. So many places: Austria, Israel, Seattle, Nevada, Australia, Sweden, Austin, Texas, Minnesota, Seattle, Connecticut, drizzly in Tennessee, Santiago, Maine, Spain, Maui, wow, wow. So we've got mornings, evenings and nights. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what time of day, we can connect. And this is a big time of year, astrologically. And many things are coming to a head. And I titled this video, especially 22 to 25, because we're in a pivotal time. And I wanted to give you the bigger picture. Whilst we've still got the sun in Sagittarius, and the nodes are just moving out of Sag and will be moving into, instead of Sag and Gemini, they're moving into Taurus and Scorpio. I wanted to give you a flavor of what 2022 looks like, and also what these next 3 years are like and why they are so significant astrologically, and what we can do to make best use and most powerful use of these aspects. Because fear is riding rampant in many ways. And if we can use the astrology in a way that we understand, in a way that it makes sense, then we can use it in our own lives in a way that helps us to overcome the obstacles that we're all facing every day. I do believe that your lives are probably no different from mine, in that every day there are certain challenges that come up, some pretty difficult ones. And how can we handle them? So let me give you the overview. Yeah, it's like, if we can look at the next 3 years, the general energies are of earth and water elements. Okay, the earth and the water. And as we move into 2025, there is a profound shift when we move into air and fire, very different frequencies. And it's extremely important that we use the earth and water energies now. And we become aware that these are the energies that we need to learn about, that we need to study, that we need to understand. So that when all this fire and crazy earth and crazy air and fire energy comes along, we're grounded and we're centered and we're strong. And it won't take us by surprise. We're going to be able to use it in really constructive ways. So right now we've got Pluto in Capricorn. Let me give you the dates. So Pluto will begin to go into Aquarius from March of 2023 and properly from January of 2024. So Pluto is the first planet that's going to take us into the air frequency. But this coming year, 2022, there's all these twos. It begins with a new moon in Capricorn and ends with a new moon in Capricorn. Very unusual to have two new moons in the same sign. So Capricorn's an earth sign. We've got Pluto in Capricorn. The United States has its Pluto in Capricorn. So we've got a ton of the Capricorn energy that flavors this year. Right? That's number one. Capricorn is about our governments, our banks, our corporations, our structures. This is going to be a focal point this year, really strong in how do we want to be organized? What are the things we need to learn? What are the structures that no longer work for you in your personal life? And also in our wider context. So structure is going to be a big thing. I think anything to do with bones and teeth and the skeleton, I think that science is going to make big progress in these areas potentially over this next year and a half. And things to do with the teeth and the effect of the teeth on the overall health and well-being of the body, I think is going to be revealed in ways that will be very empowering. So even having a test to check out your teeth and check out what's going on in your mouth might be very, very worthwhile. not long ago, I had all my mercury fillings removed bit by bit. It took months and months because I had so many of them. I had like, I don't know, 17, I think, maybe even more. So it had to be done slowly because it's so toxic. And since the age of 5 or 6, I'd had, mercury put into my teeth, all these toxins. So this would be an excellent time for really taking care of your bones and your teeth and anything to do with the structure. Apparently, science is finding that a lot of heart problems start in the teeth, and a lot of chronic diseases start in the teeth. In the interests of walking my talk, I too went to get my teeth checked out, and I had a cone beam, one of these 3D things that can see much more than just the panoramic cam. And it looks as though I've got to get something sorted. Don't know quite yet what, because I haven't found the surgeon that I want to work with. So this is really worth doing, all right? Just to take care of these areas of the body could be extremely beneficial and solve something that might have to do with your energy. I know that dental treatment in the United States is extremely expensive. I know that. I've had clients tell me that. But just at least getting this checkup might really be worth your while. So that's something that came up. We've got Uranus in Taurus. Uranus in Taurus all year, and Uranus is going to not go into will go into Gemini in July of 2025. So we've got this Taurian earth energy, strong earth energy. We must go back to the earth. We must make our connection with Mother Earth. This is going to be vital during these next 2, 3, 4 years. So really important, whatever you can do to find food that is local, if you can, herbs that are local. Some of you will love anything to do with the earth. If this is your story, this is the time to do it, to learn about it, to study anything to do with earth medicine, the healing of Mother Earth, the planting of trees, growing vegetables in new ways indoors. And this is really, really going to be important and vital to how we proceed when we start to hit 2025. So this is why I felt this was a significant video to do at the end of the year as I looked at this next 3-year period. Now, if you want more information about the wider picture, I did do a whole seminar from the years 2020 to 2030, which Lucy, if you want to post that, you can please just put that in the chat or in the comments somewhere. Lucy, thank you. You're doing a terrific job. April, thank you for being here. Jimmy, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the video. It enables more of our brothers and sisters to join us. We've got Neptune in Pisces. So all the outer planets are in earth or water signs this coming year. And until 2023, they start to creep out. 2024, Neptune will go into Aries in March of 2025. Creeps in there, and then properly from January of 2026. So, and also in 2025, Saturn will go into Aries. So we've got fire and air hotting itself up. So whatever you can do to get grounded, centered, connected with Mother Earth, with the animals, with nature, these are going to be huge assets for you. If you will do that during these years, you will get strong. You'll be able to handle whatever comes along. So I'm really recommending this strongly based on these aspects. Added to all of this, we've got the nodes of the moon, the nodes. This is our collective consciousness, the collective, all of us. Going into Taurus and Scorpio, the south node in Scorpio, the north node in Taurus. This is big, big stuff. Please don't be frightened, all right? Yeah, and there are comments in the chat that you're frightened, you're going to be forced to do things that you don't want to do. I think these are going to be big issues connected with the nodes. The south node is in Scorpio. So this is our collective consciousness of the things that we've done again and again that we really need to change, that we need to do differently. Scorpio would rule fear, control, death, dying, things that are hidden, toxicity, poisons. The Scorpion, it's poisonous after all. It's the one sign in the zodiac that can poison you to death. None of the other signs can do that. So it's strong, it's powerful. So we're going to be looking at power, Pluto in Capricorn. And right now we've got a synchronicity because Pluto is conjunct to Venus in Capricorn. Venus rules Taurus, Pluto is co-ruler of Scorpio. So we've got this introduction to the node energy. So what's the nodal energy? This is going on strongly until the beginning of March. You're looking at how you're dealing with power. How are you dealing with control? What is the kind of world that you want to live in? On the one hand, keep getting strong with nature, with animals, with Mother Earth, with the food that you eat, with the water that you drink. All of that is very, very important, okay? Because that gives you muscle, your resilience, building resilience, having some things in storage, things that you might need, stocking up on things that might be in short supply, doing all those things that I've been talking about for a while. So, yeah, there were some big protests in London today. There's been protests all around the world. Saturn is building up to its square with Uranus on the 24th of December, and it will be squaring with Uranus, not exact, but strongly all of next year, and especially in the last 3 months of the year. So it's time now to really think about, what can I do? What's important to me? What kind of world do you want to live in? We're coming up to this new year. A new year, a solstice, a new beginning, a new possibility. Do you want to live in a world where we're under constant surveillance? Do you want to live in a world where technology is controlling information? Do you want to live in a world that is obsessed with safety? Do you want to live in a world that is shrinking our civil liberties? This is all South Node in Scorpio stuff, all right? I'm just giving you the subjects. Do you want to live in a world with a widening wealth inequality? Do you want to live in a world where life is increasingly medicalized? You have to prove your health in order to go anywhere or to participate in society. Is this what you want? This is what this energy of this South Node in Scorpio is asking you. And this full moon in Gemini that we're talking about now, today, tomorrow, depending where you live. This full moon in Gemini at the end of the year is asking you to question everything. Question, why? Why are they doing this? Does this make sense to me? Does this work for me? Am I being pushed into doing something I don't want to do? It's not right for me. Am I waiting for other people to take action before I will act? Am I waiting till the majority acts? Or am I willing to be one of the 5%? Or 10% maybe? What are you willing to risk? Strong stuff. Scorpio is strong. But you must question. I was speaking to my bank this week. I just wanted to ask a couple of pretty straightforward questions about a wire transfer. Yeah, it was very simple stuff. And she said to me, which country you were calling from? I said, why do you need to know that? You know, I had no relevance at all. Oh, she said, it's cross-border regulations. I said, oh, is it? I said, and what does that mean? And she said, well, we have to ask all our customers, where are you calling from? I said, it's none of your business. So she repeats the same thing to me again, cross-border regulations. I said, look, I don't care what you say here, but I'm not answering that question. Well, you know what? She just gave up. She stopped, gave me the information I needed because I stuck to my guns. Where do you need to stick to your guns and question something that doesn't feel right to you? It's going to be very important moving forward. We're dealing a lot with this energy of victim and abuser. All right. And can I just address something that's happening in the chat? Absolutely nobody is saying that COVID is not real. Absolutely not. No question it's real. Yeah, that's never been in question. It's a bit like saying, were the terrorist attacks real in 2001? Absolutely. It's just how are we dealing with life? And are the solutions that we are offering healthy ones or toxic ones? I had all that mercury in my teeth for years and years and years, 50 odd years. And they kept putting it in the teeth to children, and it was highly toxic, but no, they kept doing it. So just keep asking questions. That's all I'm saying. Ask the questions. You can read between the lines here. I'm not able to say everything. Yeah, I would like a world without guns too, JB. So on the soul level, we are looking at victim abuser. Our relationships to do with victims and abusers. Maybe you're in an abusive relationship and it's time to leave that relationship. And we're also looking with the Pluto in Capricorn and this Pluto return of the United States, which is going to reverberate around the world, is what are you doing in terms of sticking up for yourself and not being a victim? I love this quote by Gandhi. The first principle of non-violent action is that of non-cooperation with everything that is humiliating. The first principle of non-violent action is the act of non-cooperation with anything that is humiliating. have to look at that. I love this quote from Charles Eisenstein, who says, on the soul level, the bully does not relent at the first signs of any resistance. He serves his purpose only when he provokes real, sustained courage. So if there's a bit of resistance, bully can keep going. But if that victim is really brave and courageous, that is the lesson to be learned here with this energy. These are just Scorpio South Node energies. So we're going to be looking at energy medicine. Energy and frequency medicine is strong. Certainly, as I've mentioned a few times before, Dr. Emoto did many experiments with water, but he also did some experiments with rice. He had a famous rice experiment, and I think we can experiment much more with our food and our diet and our health if we have great respect for what it is we are imbibing and taking in. So he had 3 jars of rice. One was a thank you jar in which he gave gratitude to this rice. The next was an idiot jar, and he was angry with this rice and he called it an idiot. And the third was a no label jar. It was indifferent. He was completely indifferent to it. And after 30 days, the rice in the gratitude jar had fermented perfectly. In the idiot jar, the rice had black mold. It was covered in black mold. And the rice in the no label jar was not only covered in more black mold, but it was completely rotten. So the indifference, in fact, created much more harm than even the anger. But the gratitude had a very positive effect. So frequencies and gratitude is everything about moving towards the North Node, which is in Taurus, which has to do with non-violence and peacefulness and rebuilding our soils, our food, our trees, our forests. It's a rebuild that we will have to do. We'll have to work hard at it. Taurus is all about toiling with the land, putting in the energy and the time and the physicality into the mud and the earth. I love getting my fingers into the mud and the dirt. And certainly children love that, don't they? So we're dealing with such contrasts, these nodes in Taurus and Scorpio. So the bull is all about good health, music, song. It's got a blue color and it's the throat chakra. The scorpion, on the other hand, is all about sexuality, power, the darkness of creation, secrets, and it's a red color, and it's the base chakra. So we've got the sexuality, the pull of this downward pull, which can lead to transformation, and then this very peaceful energy of Taurus. The Greek word, irema, ησυχία, peacefulness, yes, gentleness, non-violence. So it's asking you, what are you determined to do? What will you devote your energy to this year? What are you going to be devoted to? let's have a little share maybe. Maybe you'd like to share what you're going to be devoted to this year. For me, I want to deepen my meditations because there's such a power of thought that's transformative. I want to strengthen my physical endurance so that I'm physically stronger. Why not? Not to get into the ageism of getting weaker. To learn to speak Greek fluently, I'm devoted to that. And to bring a message of hope, of love, of joy, of comfort through these difficult times, transformational times. So what are you going to dedicate your energy to? Your son's development, to learn how you feel, starting a professional tarot card business, new earth tribal music, staying calm and being positive. Thank you, Alice. Healing body, mind from the past, letting go. Thank you, Brave X. Devoted to getting physically and spiritually well, acting. Isn't it great? Doing a handstand, publishing your book, finding a better position in career, being a good father. These are beautiful things. Yeah, what are you devoting yourself to? Because these signs are very much about devotion, commitment, staying power. Scorpio is addicted to complexity. Taurus, what we're moving towards, is much more about simplicity. Scorpio likes the drama, the intensity. Taurus just wants a bit of peace and a bit of calm and a good dinner and some of the nice sensual things of life. Serenity. So with the South Node in Scorpio, there's an opportunity for tremendous healing of past traumas on our planet. I'm sure there's no accident that Austria has been one of the first countries to create a countrywide mandate for everybody to and being mandated and why. Just things to look at here. Taurus as well is encouraging you to find the animal in you. Is Lucy email? Lucy, are you messaging me? Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I'm getting a message from Lucy.
Hello, hi, I've changed it, but it doesn't give me
Okay, not relevant, sorry. Excuse the interruption. So it's going to be how we're balancing that and how are we healing all these old traumas? Are we finding new ways to move to a more simple life, a more connected life to the earth and our bodies and our wellness? What are we working with? How about just eating when hungry, sleeping when tired, being at home in nature, stretching your body, finding that animal nature that's in you, that's really positive. Yeah. Somebody said love is a four-legged word. And I think they're not far wrong. Music's very powerful, exactly. So the South Node in Scorpio is ready to discuss everything that nobody wants to talk about. It would be around censoring. What are we censoring? What are we frightened of? Why can't we have conversations and put things on the table? We'll also be looking at the power possibly of Kundalini, the Kundalini energy. I'll talk some more about this on another video. but it was a Kundalini awakening that I had when the Pleiadians began to come through. And it's still unfolding, it's not over, but it's still there. So that I feel is very much around this South Node scorpionic energy, is really understanding our sexuality, how it relates to our aliveness, and how we've, in some ways, abused it immensely. So I think there's going to be a lot of learning in this area, and how we heal and regenerate the collective wounds in new ways. A healing from sexual abuse, healings from pains of war, healing from fear. I think there's a lot of things here that we're going to be working with. Some of you might be feeling quite isolated. Usually if you're feeling isolated, it's in the not yet meeting your tribe, or some of the tribe that you're looking for. I hope you feel as though you've met them here, because this is a very supportive community. But it often means that it's still time to do inner work, to get strong inside yourself, and to know that when the time is right, you will meet those people that you resonate with. You will find that soul tribe. I feel I've already found you. So, earth, water, animals, plants, flowers, trees, grounded, centered, gratitude, appreciation, peacefulness, calmness, non-violent communication, finding the courage to stand up to the bully, and knowing that you're really not alone. And I love this quote from The Twits by Roald Dahl, who says, a person who has good thoughts can never be ugly. You can have a wonky nose and a crooked mouth and a double chin and sticky out teeth. But if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you will always look lovely. So I'll just close here with a piece of music that is quite seasonal, but I hope that you will find soothing, if I can find the right buttons here. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this community that is nourishing, uplifting. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, my team today. Thank you liking the video.